Why are we engaged in such violence? Because there are too many damn guns on our streets. And why is that so? Because the Republican leadership for way too long, including this president, refuses to even have a conversation about common sense gun reform.
Joining me now with her reaction, spokesperson for Gun Owners of America and Falkirk Center fellow, Antonia Okafor. Antonia, thanks so much for being here. Would the gun reform that Mayor Lightfoot is pushing put an end to the surge in Chicago violence?
No, absolutely not. If it hasn't worked for the decades that they've implemented one of the most strictest gun control in the country, them and Baltimore as well. So really this common sense gun control that she wants Republicans to enact really first of all, wouldn't work, because we have already seen that not work time and time again. But also she's a mayor of Chicago. She's the one who really gets to make decisions when it comes to that. There are landmark cases where African-American are lead plaintiffs against the city of Chicago, whether that is McDonald in 2010 or Ezell v. Chicago after that. Those people are trying to get their right to be able to, their Second Amendment, so they can protect themselves. They're good, law-abiding citizens, but yet they have all this gang violence, all these reforms and policies that are really going against the person who was law-abiding and hurting and not empowering those, just like those people, in order to do so.
I think it's important to continuously go back to the numbers year on year, 2019 to 2020, and take a look at this. Surge in Chicago murders up 51% from last year, shootings up 47%. With that in mind, it seems like some Chicagoans, like you mentioned, want something to happen, and they want it to happen soon. Take a listen to what they want.
We need that.
I give it a thumbs up because of the violence that's continuing day in and day out. It's just unnatural that all this violence, like we're literally in a war zone.
In our community, it's really sad.
And just to review, the question that they were asked is, do you want the feds to come in? I take a step back and look at this. Wouldn't the feds be better suited to take the guns away from the criminals as opposed to creating more gun reform laws? Because in my experience, criminals with guns aren't going to see a law in the books and say, well, we need to turn in our weapons because, you know, there's a law and we criminals love to follow the law.
Right, absolutely not. So, yeah, that's the very nature of a criminal, is that they're not going to follow the law. Who could have thought about that? That's the fact of the matter is that, you know, a few years ago, I used to be on the anti-gun side until I realized that there's this insanity cycle where they think that the Democrats, the anti-gun Democrats, believe that if they can continue to compound and compound more gun control laws, that something is going to change. And it has not changed. If anything is going to change in Chicago, they must start allowing law-abiding citizens to be able to protect themselves, and they're not able to do so because of the restricted gun control. There's a violence tax that has raised their ammunition and their gun sales that keeps especially low income people from getting their firearms. There are people who have, you know, the assault weapons, quote unquote, assault weapons ban. We have people who are not even essentially able to have a firearm or a handgun. So they've done as much as they can to keep people, law-abiding citizens, from protecting themselves, and it has to end.
Antonia, we appreciate your insight, and obviously just a sad situation we're seeing in Chicago and in so many cities. We appreciate your time this morning.